UCLA Anderson School of Management is extremely globalized in terms of its partnerships with universities around the world, the variety of international electives and global travel study programs offered, and of course the fully employed MBA program, which Anderson calls FEMBA. In FEMBA's International Field Study course, known as the Global Access Program, or GAP, students assist companies from all over the globe that are typically looking to enter the US market, but some also are looking to enter international markets.
The GAP program is their major project for the year, and the students work for 6 months with a company outside of the US that is looking to do something strategically.
Ultimately, they're going to write a business plan that addresses this action that the company is trying to determine.
We talked to 150 primary research interviewees and talked to real executives.
Some of them are, New Zealand, Australia, Finland, Chile, Spain, Italy. We go all over the place.
GAP student teams have conducted market entry strategies and performed primary research in countries such as China, Russia, Japan, India, Mexico, Europe, and Africa.
The value of GAP for us is aiming before we fire. So that we have an effective strategy before we spend a lot of money and a lot of time entering a market, and we know that we've got a strategy to create success in that market without making all the mistakes that trial and error will naturally bring.
We wanted to get the students to the point where they had the same information that we had, but without any prejudice or baggage that we might put with it. So we had to strip ourselves bare in a way, go back down, do all of that analysis that you put off as a small company. We gave all that information to the team, and they have just run with it.
You start in June with zero knowledge, and by December you're an expert in polycarbonate plastic sheets.
I think one of the biggest things I learned through the GAP process was really how compelling your arguments are when it's backed by the scope and depth and breadth of research.
The GAP company I worked with, it was a Chilean company that does outsourcing for banks, and they wanted an international strategy. Through our discussions with them initially, we ended up agreeing to look at the Mexican banking industry to see if that was a viable market for them to enter.
Most of these international companies are trying to come to the United States. They really don't understand the dynamics of the market, and they really need some independent research, we call it primary research, to really give them the facts to back up a big decision, a big financial commitment to come to the United States.
FEMBA students, so many of them are international and bring an international perspective. They're often multilingual, multicultural, bring in a range of experience that they have. They're not just students right out of school, they're students who have had meaningful management positions.
When you look at their profile, they're already employees of existing companies that are in the same industries as us. So a lot of the information that they already had, quite valuable for us.
When you unleash 5 MBA for 6 months to investigate the industry with a big emphasis on primary research, you come away with a superb product.
They've set themselves extremely high standards and attained every single one of them. And that's good because it pushes us as a company to attain those really high standards as well. The team has been professional beyond anything that I expected. Intellectual heavyweights, very commercial, very astute, and just with this real passion for our business.
They are completely committed to generating a result, not just for themselves but also for the companies they work with. So it was a real intensive process, but it gives us a lot of certainty with the outcomes that it's generated.
When you make an argument based on so much data, it's difficult to refute. And I think that knowledge and knowing that you can generate such a strong position through interviewing and primary research is absolutely invaluable.
The GAP program impacts businesses this way. We have students who do primary research and a lot of analysis to see where opportunity lies. Some very careful guidance from the faculty with a lot of experience in this area. And then on the presentation date, a very good interaction with judges on the panel, people experienced in venture capital.
The effects of the GAP program for our organization have been tremendous. Last time we were here, we were still a very, very small company, and we were trying to get into the US market. Through the GAP program in 2008, we were able to get into a chain called Roadrunner Sports, and today Roadrunner Sports is one of our biggest customers, and it's really driving our US market.
I think they were able to achieve, to get a lot of information through doing a lot of interviews throughout the companies worldwide pretty much. So I think they were quite valuable for us.
Such a strong program, such a great reputation. The quality of the students, of the faculty, just the program in general, it's exceeded my expectations. I've really been impressed.
My favorite part of GAP was definitely working with the Finnish company. Our trip to Finland was absolutely incredible. It really gave us the true sense of how the company really works, who the people are, their philosophy, how they've gotten where they are today and where they're trying to go.
GAP is a tremendous program, and I think it really adds to the ranking that the Anderson School has. And I think the school really distinguishes itself by having real companies that pay real money to do this. For the minimal financial commitment that the companies make to this, they're getting 10x benefit for the decision.
The biggest benefit for us, it was mostly to get our chances of succeeding in the US market. And it was perfect timing for us, as we are at the same time dealing with the VC from one side and the GAP program on the other side. To get something like this, I think I would pay much more if I would go to the professional service.
Being a company in Korea, we don't have presence in the US, and we're very satisfied with the results that we have received.
One thing it's very important for me as the executive of the company is the opportunity also for my employees to learn something. So it's a training for them. In a way, it's a 6-month MBA program for my employees because they're involved with students. They had to think, they had to debate, they had to learn English, they had to speak English, and that was also an opportunity for us.
My advice for a company considering GAP would be to take it seriously and to spend as much time as possible to follow these people, because the return is definitely proportional to the amount of time you spend to them.
Los Angeles is one of the most dynamic entrepreneurial cities on earth. And literally this GAP program is becoming a meeting ground for a number of people in the community who are involved with emerging growth companies to exchange ideas. Because it's not only a chance to see students and their new ideas, but a chance to see other companies, especially international companies, interested in America.
I would definitely recommend the GAP program to all companies who are able to participate. It's something that you can't really replace anywhere. And we've had great results from that. And if companies have the opportunity and they don't come here, they should really consider what they're doing.
I think it's a good opportunity for other companies to join the program, and while they're striving or they're struggling to do their business, they have someone else think of a future step.
I think anybody that really wants to take advantage of the commitment and the cost, time and money they're going to put into this, why not go to the best program in the country?
The Global Access Programme is a terrific example of business beyond usual, and we invite you and your company to consider participating in UCLA Anderson's Global Access Programme as a client organisation.